Hello everyone, this is Prasanna Hatkar. Welcome you for this webinar in IBM Planning Analytics. And today's topic is Workspace. It's a web-based planning tool or interface which helps business users to perform their analysis with the ease and ad hocly as and when they require. So it's a basically business users tool and which can be also explored and utilized by modelers. So let's start with the webinar and let's set up the agenda first. We will talk about performance management, which is nowadays an important concept, and every organization would like to implement it for their planning solution, performance management, ultimately for the decision making purpose. Self-service analysis is the key over here where the business users themselves can create their own analysis, their own dashboards, reports. Nevertheless, the planning models, yes, the planning models are also owned by business and it is maintained by business, managed by business to the minimal of the IT support. So let's start with the discussing this performance management. Performance management is a kind of measuring your performance across your organization to your multiple functions, departments, the people, employee, their processes, their operations, and ultimately to get the holistic idea about your financials. Right? Measuring it, it's an iterative process basically. You keep measuring, keep monitoring, and keep improving on it. It's a recursive kind of a process. The first question out of which is how. So how question is actually how we are performing, how I'm performing, and what should be the answer of it. Answer should be very much objective based, like a traffic signal, which will tell me whether my performance is good, bad, or just meeting the targets. So it's all about the comparison with the targets and giving you the right indications where you stand today. So it's all about your metrics and KPIs, how you measure it and monitor it. So this gives you the current status of your performance and progress. So once you know the answer of how by looking at the data, by looking at these indicators, the next job or next target is to get more detail. So for that, the second step or the second question is why. If I'm doing good at certain area, certain for certain product, why I'm doing good over there, and if I'm doing bad at certain region, what are the reasons behind it? We would like to do some root cause analysis over there to understand and identify the reason behind it. For that, you require data. Nowadays, organizations collect the data, but really those data are useful or it's other way around, are they using it in the right sense? If data is structured and arranged in the right manner and it has certain capability, it, they have been provided with supported by some platform or the tool which has the capability to analyze that data, then probably business users themselves can do the right analysis to understand the data and the reports and the detailed reports and perform certain analysis over that. So once you understand the reason why your performance is showing like that, you would definitely like to understand the reasons, and once you know the reason, third step could be what I'm supposed to do, what to do now. So what we are supposed to do now is, now we should plan for the future. So that's the planning part. So all three questions need to be answered from your data, and for that you require a capable tool, a capable solution platform. Fortunately, we have this IBM Planning Analytics, which is the right solution for performance management, for planning processes. Why I'm saying that, technically it has the capabilities, the strong and powerful TM1 engine, which is a multi-dimensional in nature, and it has that in-memory kind of a concept, so that you can retrieve your data faster. You can save on the memory so that you can handle larger data sets very easily. And it has some sparse consolidation kind of algorithm, which is more specific to this planning analytics, which actually helps storing the less data in a lesser memory sets. So memory utilized is very less. So it has the strong architecture at the base. Owned by business. Owned by business. Why it should be? It should owned by business. Just because business users are who going to analyze this data, who it's better they themselves model it, they themselves control it, manage it, maintain it, just to get rid of any IT intervention that may delay the things. So it this tool has this capability, and it's so user friendly that business users themselves can easily create and maintain their own model. That's why it's owned by business. And obviously, while performing a planning process, it should be a collaborative. It should have certain sort of validations, reviews, so that right set of data is budgeted and right set of data is reported to the management for the decision making purpose. So it goes hand in hand. Advanced planning forecasting, yes, it has all the capabilities, rolling forecast, trends, driver-based plannings, complex calculations, cost allocations, many those kind of typical planning related functionalities or the concepts can be easily implemented using IBM planning analytics. And it is supported by this kind of modern visualization which you are currently looking at the screen. Right? So yes, we will look at the self-service analysis. The workspace will help us doing that. We will explore some personalized dashboards, which is specifically for the particular set of users or particular user for his part of relevant KPIs, reports, and charts for frequent periodic reviews. And obviously, ad hoc reports can be generated very easily with the self-service architecture it has. While doing this, we will go through, we'll try and maintain new book where we can actually do our analysis, and ultimate goal is to again to identify or highlight the right insights from this analysis. And one more topic, that is how to model and maintain your requirement, your planning process in planning model. So this is a typical example of sales volume and price and it products to uh, derive revenue, and revenue can further take it forward to the income statement and profit and loss statement. Let's start with the demonstration, and we'll directly go into the product. We'll just log into the IBM Planning Analytics. So this is the interface which comes along with the IBM Planning Analytics, and it can be explored and used extensively by business users. We'll quickly have a look at the first landing page of this IBM Planning Analytics workspace. You can observe here at the top there is something called welcome. This is basically for you to traverse across multiple sheets. At the right hand side you can observe PM. This is the login ID or user ID, the user who is logged in for this particular workspace. Below that there is administration, and at the left hand side over here you can see the shared, personal, user. These are basically the folder systems and the rights. Usually we can relate shared with the public folder, and personal is our own personal work. So currently I've clicked on the personal folder. You can see here there are three objects, two are books and one is folder. So folder is something just like any Windows folder to group the multiple books together, keep it together, right? And books are the actual books where we can store our analysis, dashboards, models. for the quick reference purpose, right? So I'll just quickly go to the shared folder, right? The shared folder is, as I mentioned earlier, this is a public folder for you to use and share the things with other team members. So here again there are few folders, few books available. I'll look for the SmartCo content. By the way, there is something called search option here. You can actually search for something and you can get that particular folder. I was looking for the CFO book in this particular workspace, and the CFO books is, as name suggests, is the book specifically created and predefined for the CFO for his or her, you can say, daily or periodical review. So we'll just go and try and explore the CFO book, what it says. So if I click on CFO book, here it is. Now we are looking at the CFO dashboard as a first landing page for the CFO. And at the top, you can observe there are certain tabs: strategic planning, financial, marketing, human resource, and sales. So these are multiple tabs which probably the CFO would like to look at on a frequently basis for his analysis, for his uh, you can observe over here is the gross revenue, cost of sales, marketing. This could be the uh, KPIs which he would like to look at on a daily basis. So those KPIs are highlighted at the top just for the representation purpose. And below that there are two charts, two visualizations available. So you can observe these are the modern kind of a visualizations which can give you the identifications of the data. Left hand side you can see there is world map, which can say distribution of your particular KPI across the geography. You can easily identify. Right hand side you can see there is some comparison, actual versus budget versus forecast, and it is trending against the months. So this is the trend of actual, budget, forecast, and same time it can give you the comparison also. Now in between there are certain boxes like this year box over here, so which says it's 2020. So these are nothing but a drop downs or the filters which you can apply on this particular dashboard. Let's click on it to explore. So currently we are looking at 2020 data, and two other options are available are previous year and maybe the future year for the budgeting purpose. Like if I click on the 2019, accordingly entire dashboard is giving you the output as per the selected year. Similar in the case of budget, actual, variance. So this is a version, multiple versions of the data which you would like to store along with your model cubes. So budget is one of the version, actual is one of the version. So currently we are looking at the budget. I'll just go and select actual. So accordingly the data will change. And this is finally account dimension we call it. So which actually is the list of multiple accounts. So you can actually go and select in any of the account. Currently only it is filtered and restricted to a particular revenue account. Here it is the link of the list of basically the possible accounts which is available. So we can make use of this just to show you what are the different accounts available. So yes, this is a comparative dashboard for the CFO to look at on a frequent basis. And let's explore few more things like overview. So there is each and every tab over here are having certain predefined objectives in it so that CFO can get the required insights out of it. Okay. Let's click on the financials. In the financials, you can observe there are again it's a comparison actual versus target, and variances are calculated and presented over here against the required financial KPIs like gross profit, gross margin, salary, and bonus, etc. The status column here may indicate that your current performance, the actual numbers against your targeted or budget numbers. So gross profit rate, that means it has not met the targets. Then there are certain things like trending, how it is trending from the previous period. So all those information can be captured and presented very easily for the analysis, for easy identification, and to get some insights. So here there is something called a strategic map at the right hand side, uh, which can be represented also. Let's check what's there in the marketing tab. Again, the similar kind of marketing KPIs can be observed over here. Human resource, yes, there could be, maybe CFO would like to understand current headcount of the organization, and um, again the variance and any shortfall is available. So overall, this is CFO's own personalized book which he can explore, analyze, and understand on a frequent basis. So this is a predefined thing which nice to have with him to, at any point of time he can understand the business from his point of view. So let's now go back to the our welcome page and try and explore the data behind this particular uh, dashboards and visualizations. Right? So for that, before going ahead, what we will do is we'll do small work over here. I'll just create a new book, and new book is created over here. So you can observe here at the left hand side it represents the data, and here the sheet 1 is already populated. I can also add sheet 2 if I want to have multiple sheets in this particular book. Now what are the sheets? These sheets are the plain workspace for you to utilize and create your own analysis by using self-service, right? So before doing any stuff further, let's quickly identify what are the data available with us and how it is modeled. So I'm clicking on that particular smart core, right? The smart core is basically a data server, right, which is storing a set of models along with it. Similarly, there could be car sales, some other models also, right? So in the smart core, you can observe applications, cubes, dimensions, processes. So these are the few planning analytics related objects which are clubbed and summarized and kept it together. Right. So let's look at the cubes first. So cubes are, as I mentioned earlier also, cubes are nothing but a data repository for us, and which will actually store the data for the analytical purpose. Cubes are always multidimensional. We understand from the geometrical definition also. That is why it is called as a cube, right? And it has that cube symbol over here. For a cube to have a construction, right, we need to have dimension, right? So if you have two or more dimensions, you can easily build your own cube, and each cube can store a data, right? So it doesn't require any database or RDBMS to store a data, right? So let's look at one of the cube over here. Let's check the income statement cube, right? So income statement is one of the important cube, right, which has these many dimensions like currency dimension, organization dimension, year dimension, month, account, and version. So all these dimensions on the permutation combination with each other, they can give you different insights, different views, and a different uh, direction to look at your data. Right. So this is how the cube is structured. Now we can just go and explore how dimensions are structured, right? So what are the dimensions? Basically, dimension, any dimension you take, it's a set of related objects. When I'm saying account dimension, so it's a list of all chart of account. If I'm talking about the geographical hierarchy, it's entire geographical locations collected together as a list. Or if I say the months, for example, I'm just going to open a month dimension for you. Right. So this is the month dimension, and just drag and drop over here. Right. So this gives you the idea what is the content of the month dimension. Yes, January, February, March, all the 12 months are available, and along with that there is Q1, Q2, Q3 quarters are also available, and year as a total year column. Right. So this is how the dimensions can be structured in a hierarchical manner. Right. So where January, February, March is rolling up to quarter one, and quarter two, 1, 2, 3, 4 are rolling to year column. Right. So this is how the dimensions are structured. Now let's check, can we create our own month dimension, right? And let's try that. Just doing this. Okay, let me just go back to one of the other data server, right? So I'm just opening this data server over here, which already has a couple of cubes or dimensions already available with me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create new dimension for you, right? So I'm right clicking on this, it says create dimension, right? So my objective is to create a month dimension again, right? And I'll just name it as period dimension. Okay. So as I click on the period dimension here and create, this is my workspace for me to include the list of months, right? So now how I'm going to include the list of months? I'll just quickly open the Excel, type Jan here, okay. Drag it to December, okay. I'll write here, say full year, right? So this is my list of related objects, list of months, along with the full year line, right? I'm just copying this, and I'll go back to the workspace, say Control V here, right? So here are the items available now. It's straight away copied from the Excel. So you can create all your lists from the Excel, copy paste here, and just few steps you can add it. Like what I'm doing currently is I'm selecting January to December, right? And just dragging those 12 columns Jan plus 11 on full year. Now see the result. So what it says, now the full year has become the summary of January to December as a total. So it's at the consolidation level. If I click here, you can see the only full year line items. I can expand it to see my months. So this is how I can create month dimension. Okay, so we have seen one of the sample as a month dimension I have created here. We'll go to another sheet and let's try and build some cube with the help of available dimensions. So for that, what I can do is I can again go to the data in PA1001 data server. I will go to the cubes, right click on the cube and say create cube. So first let me just give a name to the cube. So demo cube, right? At the left hand side over here you can see there are few dimensions available. Okay, newly created period dimension is also available. What I will do is I will select the dimensions one by one. I have selected accounts, I have selected months, I have selected organization, and I have selected version dimension, right? And say create. Here it is, my first cube is ready, right, for the usage. This cube, let's explore this cube quickly. It says the accounts is total expenses. So let's check what is this dimension says. I'll just edit this for you to give greater picture, right? So total expenses has these many columns. So salary, bonus, travel office, and uh, getting into the total expenses, closing it for the time being. Let's explore another dimension called version dimension, right? Again, I'm just going to edit it. So in version dimension you can observe budget, actual, variance, and explanation column is added. Then there is organization column, which actually we need not to go and check from this drop downs, because organizations are appeared over here in the rows. Version column is appeared over here in the columns. Now you can slice and dice your cubes by simply replacing rows to columns and columns to rows. The structure of cube is quickly changed to adopt particular change. So I'm just resetting it to the basic. Now from the total year months, I want to select only a single month for a time being. I want to select salary. Okay. Now you can observe here, if you go here and you can put the number 10, right? You can enter that value into the cube. So in budget we have written 10. In actual, if I write 15, so it will give me the variance as 5, right? So variance is actual minus budget. So that this particular variance has these two actual and budget columns are already consolidated within it, but the budget column is negatively weighted, so that as soon as you enter the value for the budget and actual, it actually calculates on the fly and present you the variance number, right? So this was a simple example how we wanted to enter the user, how user can input the numbers, right? Now since this particular cube is created, we can also do one more thing. We can add data to it, and we can also uh, assign some process which will fetch the data from the sources. So here the source could be CSV file or any database file or any RDBMS for that matter, right? So those external data can be linked with this queue to import the data. To show you more on the other options, right? So there is something called button over here. I'll just click this button and I'll tell you I can tell you the usage of it. There are the properties, and button can always assign to certain process, or you can also have the text to be changed. Let's say OK. So for any actions, these buttons can be utilized. Then there is text, there is media, there is URL. All those things we can actually get into the picture, right? Now, since we have created this cube, now let's go and check how we can actually create the model out of the cubes, or how the models are structured based out of multiple cubes. So for that I have one example already prepared for you, and let me go to the personal folder. Okay, and let me just remove this CFO word, so that yeah, now it is appearing. So there are a couple of books over here: test book and impact analysis. I'm just clicking on the text book, right? So let's go to the model. Here it is. So as we have created the cube, the similar fashion we can create a cube to actually form a model for the revenue. Just observe over here, I have tried to give you a hint about the modeling. There could be a sales volume and selling price, which will combinedly derive the revenue. So for that, we can have a cube for a volume, we can have a cube for a price, and finally it can be calculated to get the gross revenue, and so on. Right? So the first above section, it shows the sales volume. You can observe that it's a monthly volume which we are expecting to be loaded into our model. Once these models by product are loaded, by month by product is loaded, we would require the price against these products. So for that, there is one more cube over here, this section, this table, right, which says for each individual product what is the price, right? So this is the master price. Sales volume, which can be loaded from the either from the CSV file, or from the database, or from any other source, right, which can be imported and loaded. So based on this sales price and sales volume, we can derive the gross revenue column, right, against each product line. And then after, we can also consider the direct cost, indirect cost, and to arrive at the gross margin, right? So this is the modeling all about. So there could be three sections: volume, price and revenue, and further gross margin. And further to this gross margin can be combined with the or to the flown to the profit and loss statement or income statement. So this is how the models are built, right? So for this particular section, what we have seen so far is planning workspace, how to create new books, how to create dimension cubes, and how to place your model, how to design your model, right? So this particular section about the modeling, the self-service modeling, which business users themselves can create their own dimensions, cubes, and arrive and design their own model ad hocly. So this is related to the modeling using IBM Planning Workspace.